Hi, my name is Tim Parlatore. I was a Navy officer for several years. I graduated from the U.S. Naval Academy and served on board USS Normandy, guided missile cruiser. And I was very happy to be part of the crew of this ship because when I was a midshipman, back in the summer of '99, my first ever cruise was on board a yard patrol craft, more modern version of this one. Yard patrol crafts are the ships that we use to train midshipmen on how to navigate, how to pilot the ships, how to do all of the things that we have to do on board the larger cruisers and destroyers, but using a much smaller version of it. A lot of the things that we have on board this boat haven't changed at all from back in 1944 when this ship was built to today, the ships that are still being built. This is a sound-powered phone. Sound-powered phone is an internal communication system that is powered completely off the sound of your own voice. Press this button here, speak into it, and any of the other stations around the boat, be it down in the engine room, on the fan tail, or anywhere else, you can hear. And if you lose power, you can still use this phone. Still made today, still installed on every Navy ship. Over here we have a voice tube. Voice tubes, the most simple communication device ever, is simply a brass tube that goes from here to the lookout station up above. When you talk into that, they can hear you clearly. When they talk up there, you can hear them clearly. Oops. This is a watertight door, and the way that these doors operate, you have 6 dogs right here. Open the dogs, and that opens the door. You have right on the back a rubber gasket, so that makes it so that this door is completely watertight. What you do is you close it, you dog all 6 of these down, and then this is completely watertight. This is a watertight bulkhead, so if there was ever an accident where there's a hole put into the hull of the forward space, all of the flooding would be contained there. None of the flooding will come over here. The only difference today, we still have some of these doors, but we also have what we call a quick acting watertight door, where all of these are connected, so you just have one big arm that you can open up. In order to get all of the people on board a ship that you need to, you pretty much have the racks stacked. Here you have 2 bunks, over there you have 3. And then where you're going to put your uniforms and personal items, we put them in what's called a coffin. The coffin is a storage space right below the rack. Right up here, this yellow flashlight, this is hooked into the electrical system of the boat itself. And it's constantly charging a battery in here. If we ever lose power completely and the boat goes dead in the water, these flashlights will automatically turn on to provide auxiliary light to allow us to move through the spaces and figure out what the problem is, conduct damage control, and get the ship back into the fight. I was telling a story earlier about how when we get new sailors on board the ship, we usually like to give them a hard time and play little practical jokes on them. So we'll send them to go find things that don't really exist. So we send sailors to go try and find batteries for the sound-powered phones. Go get me a bucket of steam. Get me 100 feet of shoreline. Things like that.
Our plans for this room, ideally, which we're not certain of at this moment, are to turn this into a food prep area. So we would prep everything down here, and then I believe that there was a dumbwaiter that goes directly to the bar, so that would be like amazing if we could get that functional and people would prep food, press a button, and it goes up right to the bar. I mean, this is where sailors used to sleep, and there's bunks, and it's like, I slept here last night. I was a little bit freaked out, but it was fine. And it's like very surreal to think that there's just wood and then water right directly next to you. But I guess everyone gets used to those things. It's just been amazing. I mean, some moments have been freaky, and I've been like, can I just fucking get to land or what? But it's been worth it. We bought this boat, like, this is ours now, and like, we're identifying certain like things we have to do for maintenance that haven't been done, and you just feel really over your head sometimes. Then the morning came, thank God. Everyone's still here, everything's cool, and now, we only have a few more hours on it, and you feel like you don't want it to end.
What's going on down there?
I got enough
slowed the leak down a little.